When you focus on what you lack, you miss your abundance. I'm gonna let this be a free for all. Who got something on it? I think that was pretty powerful.
I have we're talking about coaching and therapy, right? I have a principle that I teach to people that I coach. One of the principles, I have a set of principles because I go by the principles, like the DSM-5. It's called to want is to suffer. So you sit down and pay attention to what you want. Just like Trigger Mike said, he had to pay $35,000 to get a car note under 500. Well, to get that type of car, I'm sure is 80, 90 to $100,000. So that means before you go out saying, oh, I want this car, you got to look at how much you're going to suffer for it. And understanding that most car payments, car loans are like 6 years long. So can you pay this high car note, $800, $900 a month for the next 6 years? Because that's going to be the suffrage. Because within the second year, that car isn't going to be as nice, or you're not going to be loving the car as much. It's just going to be a car. So to want is to suffer goes for everything, whether it's a relationship, a car, or anything. So yeah, people don't understand that they want shit that they cannot sustain. They just want it like freaking children. But life ain't about no bunnies and rainbows. Like, you got to look at it down the road. Can you sustain a marriage? Can you sustain a relationship? Can you sustain being an entrepreneur? Because I've been an entrepreneur for like 7 years. The shit is hard. Like, some people just turn around and say, I got to go back to work. So yeah, it's the sustainability to wanting something and then actually holding on to it.
I don't know how you had to use me in my car to make your example, but I feel what you're saying.
Shady.
Sustainability, bro. You had to put that money down in order to make sure you don't fuck up later on down the road.
First of all, it's a hell of a flex to be able to drop $35,000 on a car cash.
You know why I could do that? Because I'm married.
That's his credit.
Hey, I'm married and I couldn't drop $35,000 on a goddamn car.
No, that's because he got a 500 credit score.
Hey, call it what you want. But that ain't being married ain't the only reason. Exactly. Being married ain't the only reason why he was able to do it. He got his weight up.
I'm always trying to throw rocks in there for marriage, bro. But quick side note, when you live off one income and save the other, ooh boy, you could do things like that. All right, Marcus, you were about to get in there before MLG went ahead and sneak diss me. All right, so go ahead. You on mute, bro?
Yo, you dropping bars, bro.
Yes, it didn't look like he was.
Yeah, and I say I 100% agree with him.
You know, you in like Rap City the Basement 2024, right? That's what
I keep the shooters shooting. I keep the looters looting. Y'all,
you know we know who that is.
Keep the pewters pewting.
Trying to rap and shit, man. Come on,
keep the pewters pewting.
I never understood why people like him. I don't understand.
Took him out of the top 50 rappers.
This man sounds like,
look, I keep the computers pewting. That's fire.
That's not fire,
I make the computers compute.
That literally took him out of the top 50
Y'all
rappers,
are so corny.
Bro, no, it's not.
Sorry, lady. Sorry. Let's get back.
You're a cool ass dude, but
how you feel?
He ain't
that's
no
how you feel. I got you. Welcome to the O. That's what you want to hear. I had this. All right, let me go.
He was good. He was good actor. He did good. Played in full.
This man sound like Lester the court jester, man. Get on up out of here.
Come on, corny balls.
It's Lester the court jester.
Hey, check it out.
Man, come on.
Check it out. One time for the one time. Okay, so
now you trying to sound like Slick Rick.
Hey. Why aren't we satisfied with what we have? Because it ain't Sweeney's turn to talk, so he ain't satisfied when it's his turn to talk. So he want me to just play these games.
Just play the game, man. Just play the game.
Back. All right, so but I think he said, your attention dictates your intention. And I say that all the time. Like, if you get a red car and you really think about red cars, you start to spot them so much more than before you had that red car or that was on your mind. I think it works the same way with women. If you're intentionally focused on the worst segment of women, you're going to seek them out and see them at every corner. and pretty much ignore all the women that are not like that. They fall to the wayside. So it may not be that all these women are this bad. It may be you're hyper focused on that specific type of woman. And it's the same with men. If you are hyper focused on a specific type of man, that's all you see as far as the men that exist. So it's like we create our own algorithms within our life outside of the internet. We have I don't know it's a term for it, but it's like a scientific term where we separate things in boxes, and we do it for our survival. Like, so we can notify something is dangerous or not, and it's adapted over the years to be able to do it with like socialization impacts. But the reason we're not satisfied with what we have is because most people don't love themselves, and most people don't know themselves, and because they don't know themselves, they don't love themselves. And not knowing yourself is always going to equal you not loving yourself. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. So you always going to be in a lack mindset. Abundance requires you to be complete. When you feel like you have everything and it's overflowing, when you feel like you're missing something, you're gonna always be reaching for the next thing. It's rare that you find people who are content that just feel desperate. Desperation is another form of being incomplete. You don't have the things you need. Most people who have the things they need and are abundant feel like not only do they have what they need, but it's so much more of the thing that they have that they're not concerned about losing what they have in the moment. Yeah, I just think people don't know themselves and don't love themselves.
People buy shit and do shit for validation specifically because of that. And that's what's sad. They have this need to impress other people, and they end up going broke trying to impress other people. But it's because they don't love themselves, like you said.
I actually think that I don't know how to really view the video, because I don't think there's anything wrong with being ambitious. To me, I see it as, I mean, I know it's okay to be content in your surroundings, but I always want to continue to elevate as a person and evolve as a person. And so that means I'm going to have to attain things that are unfamiliar to me or things that I've never experienced before. So that's something I don't have or haven't had. I think that has a lot to do with just being an ambitious person and really motivated and determined to continue to elevate and want more when it comes to, I mean, I don't know, anything. It could be, it just depends on the person. It could be more education, it could be more finances, it could be more room. Like if you want to get a bigger house. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like it can go both ways. I think that I you know what? I think
I got a follow-up question. Maybe this. Do you think that the average person, modern person, right, is mature enough to control their thirst for ambition and not let it distract or ruin other areas of their life? Can I give you an example? When we use the term ambition, we never really talk about how it works in reality. So let's say I have an ambition, but I'm a married man. Any ambition that I have is going to put pressure on my wife, right? Last year or 22, I said, babe, I told my wife, I said, babe, I'm going to start making money on YouTube, and it's going to take a lot of hours in the lab. You may have to bathe the kids at night. I'm not going to be able to read to them, so you're going to have to read to them. I stayed in this lab and I started making money on YouTube, but that put a lot of pressure on her to only do night activities. So then it comes to a point where I was doing it so much, I never stopped to check in to say, hey, damn, do you need help? Is there anything that you want to do at night? I'm just in the lab every night now. So your ambition puts pressure on, let's say your spouse or your partner or whatever. And is everybody mature enough to control their ambition so they don't step on the other person or don't ruin their life? Do you think people are controlled enough or mature enough for that?
I honestly don't think it has anything to do with maturity as much as I think as it has to do with your decision-making skills. Because if you know that you hadn't met a certain goal or a certain peak in your life and you decided to commit yourself to something else, it to me is almost like a lack of self-discipline, because you know you wanted to be somewhere else and you created an obstacle that distracted you from what your real life ambitious goals was, or your passion or your pursuit of happiness was. So I feel like it has a lot more to do with self-discipline.